The safe I can't unlock. Anxiety, faith, and the move to Lavender Hill. Packing the safe. Every day the farmhouse is emptier as the storage containers are packed. I wake up with a sense that this is impossible, that there's no way to move something as fixed as this farm. For all my talk and tools, I've never really had much faith in myself. The habit of anxiety is like living under the flimsy umbrella of threat and siege. I have never felt safe. Safety, to me, is a too small safe that I continually forget the combination to. I pack the safe tightly into the storage container. Another memory, another Christmas, another threat. Cat in the box. My mother tells me I'm really great at finding solutions in a crisis. I wonder what people do when they're good at finding solutions in peace. What do they look like? How do they spend their days? Do they eat breakfast, then take the dog for a walk? Or do they walk the dog before they eat? Like so much that feels abysmally divided right now, maybe we're all adept at dousing fires, but our confidence grows from liquid to solid only when there is a witness. My cat rustles the box. As we twice drove the helline bruised roads this year to cross the mountains and pick up cats, I kept wondering, why are we doing this? Why does this matter? Why do Christopher and I only take 2 days off together to retrieve kittens? A moving house is a delight of boxes for cats. I find Gideon in an empty laundry basket. Indigo tucks into a blue mesh box. They watch me fill the empty containers that arrive overnight on the porch, a cardboard harvest from hands that are holding me up. I pack the boxes tightly and label them so I do not forget. As we walk to the empty rooms in the house we're moving toward at Lavender Hill, our footsteps echoed into the stories caught inside the container of walls and roof. The cats will be very happy here, Christopher said. And maybe, as I pack my old stories like boxes and I seal the lids, I will be too. Anniversary and arriving. Christopher and I celebrate our first wedding anniversary this Sunday, and the next day we are set to close on Lavender Hill. The year began with a storm that altered the face of the mountains, and it ends with the hope of something new. The new farm, like this farm, is etched by fallen white oaks, the roots towering toward the sky and grasping down into the dirt, moving in two mutual directions at once. There is rich freedom in feeling and releasing our fears. For 20 years, I have been terrified of losing this farm, but it took losing it to discover another. I wonder what the next year will bring. With the cats watching closely and fitting into all the boxes, we'll figure it out. Listening to the land. My words on packing, leaving, and starting over pale in comparison to the voice of Tamar Reno. She spoke about leaving land and discovering the stories of new land at our benefit and farewell this past weekend. While land is the subject that is occupying our every thought right now, Tamar's words are true for any transition, for any change. It doesn't have to be just leaving a farm. Click on the show notes for this episode, and you can link to Tamar's words so you can also read them in their entirety. But this quote really stuck out to me as I listened to her read these words to us on Saturday. Tamar says, "In a relatively short time, Bramblewood will go to Lavender Hill. We will love that place, and that place will love us back. The new place will tell us its stories, and we'll tell it ours. We'll embrace and be embraced by a new relative, a relative we only just found out we had. Thank you, Tamar, for your beautiful words as we start to make this transition. This is the herd that we're moving together. As we get closer to next week's move, here are the horses who still need sponsorships. Their presence is the reason we do all that we do at Bramblewood, and your support helps carry them into their new home at Lavender Hill. And a lot of people have asked, are we changing the name of Bramblewood as we move to Lavender Hill? And that answer is no. What we're going to be calling this place as we move into it, or calling Bramblewood's part in this place, is Bramblewood Stables at Lavender Hill. It is mind-blowing what we've all been able to accomplish in a little over a month. We still have so far to go, and our fundraising to make this move successful is just getting started, so bear with me. We're crowdfunding the permanence of a public riding stable because so many of these historic places of nature and community are fading, and we need your help. Mocha is our newest mare, and she arrived wild-eyed and unreachable. Her body was knotted with stress, but with time and patience and daily care from Michelle, Lacey, and Lakin, she softened into the luminous presence that she is today. She still needs a full sponsor, and you can support Mocha by clicking on the link to our GoFundMe in our show notes. And also, after I wrote this, we had an amazing person just show up, and she met Mocha, and within moments sent an incredibly generous donation. So Mocha has been fully sponsored. However, she will completely support you helping out her friends if you would like to give anything else in her honor. And then we have Ty, and he's also known as Captain Jack Sparrow. And he's a ranch-bred quarter horse paint with one blue eye and one brown, and he's full of mischief and magic. He'll steal your hat if you linger at his stall too long. But Ty does not yet have a sponsor. And if you click on the GoFundMe link in the show notes, you can give toward Ty's transition to the new farm. And then we have Sheba, and she is the last that we are showcasing of our herd. We have 16 horses that will be moving to Lavender Hill a week from Sunday. Sheba has been partially sponsored by the amazing Ann Owens, but she still needs support. And she's a black Trakehner Appaloosa who arrived, and she was in a complete state of shutdown. And then she became very sick. And then after she recovered, she chose to open herself fully to connection and trust. Sheba cares for her herd with a fierce protection, and she selects her people with a really deep intuition. She's partially sponsored, but she still needs support. And even though the horses that I'm about to list have already been generously sponsored, a little extra love never goes to waste. So we have Magic. She is a bay quarter pony who once showed in the Hunters and now shines best in open fields and unstructured encounters. She's sponsored fully by Jen Crabtree, and I want to thank Jen so much for everything that she does for this farm. But you can support Magic's friends by clicking on the GoFundMe link in the show notes. And then there is Bentley, and he is our black Clydesdale thoroughbred, and he was a PMU foal. Now he is the king of the barn. He's living proof of how respite sessions restore both horses and humans. And he is sponsored by Valeshka Diamond and her family, but he really would love anything that you would like to pay forward to his friends as we make this big move. In closing, next Tuesday, we begin the work of lifting Bramblewood and setting it down at Lavender Hill. If you're local and able, we'll need hands, trucks, strong backs, and your jokes and your support. A spreadsheet will go out soon with ways to sign up to help in person. And if you're some distance from us but would like to be a part of this community and this move, every dime we're raising goes towards keeping this public riding stable alive. Help out, share, stay updated, and visit us when you're in the upstate of South Carolina. Every horse you help sponsor, every hour you give, every bit of energy you share brings this herd safely to its new forever home. You're preserving history for the future. Because the scope of this isn't about boxes and barns at all. It's about believing that when we carry each other, we arrive somewhere stronger. Lavender Hill is waiting, and we are almost there. Love, Kim.